Are you only tired of seeing it in hip hop, or are you tired of seeing it period? Because if I go through, I'm asking a question. If I go into your Instagram and I scroll your recent likes, no way that are photoshopped better, you let it click double tap. I'm just asking.
No, you're right. I like to say I evolve.
Okay.
I like to say I
work in progress.
I progress.
It's ladies' night, what? No, it's Keish on the mic. Ain't no need for introduction. I'm just trying to be polite. Me and my squad came out to make noise. Facts though, I rap laps around them little boys. Might play with his ego like Beyonce. I'm just trying to parlay.
Yo, this is Joey. This is Crux. We out here with the Sorority. We got my boy Prenze. We got Kittagucci. We got my boy Randy. We're gonna be chatting about misogyny in hip hop and what it's doing and holding us back. So if you may, go ahead, you guys. Talk that talk. Let's talk that shit.
Let's just jump right into it.
So, okay, I'm kind of tired of seeing like having to get women in videos nowadays. I want art to be art, and I really loved how Kendrick Lamar recently came out with that song "Humble," and he was talking about how he preferred to see no Photoshop stretch marks and whatnot. That was really humbling and liberating to see. I mean, do you feel as if that shit's being dwarfed compared to the thing that's hip hop and misogyny?
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer your question with a question.
Sure.
Are you only tired of seeing it in hip hop, or are you tired of seeing it period? Because if I go through, I'm asking a question. If I go into your Instagram and I scroll your recent likes, no way that are photoshopped better, you let it click double tap. I'm just asking.
No, you're right. I like to say I evolve.
Okay.
And I like to say I
work in progress.
I progress. It's kind of hard, but at the same token, you get over it and you want something more natural.
Right. You can't just be tired of seeing something in hip hop if you're not tired of seeing it in general, because that's where it starts. That's how I personally feel that's where it starts. Like, you yourself need to change, and then once we all evolve as people in that regard, what we want to see and how we want better for the humanity, then things around us will start to change, right? So that's how I feel about that.
Personally, I'm not sick of seeing half-naked women. I think what I'm tired of is it being compared to, or just being the only option in hip-hop. If I feel like sharing my body, then it's my right, and if I am prepared to deal with the attention that it's going to draw, then that's what I prepare myself for. However, somebody shouldn't say that I can't rap as an ex-rapper, or I can't, perform as well because I'm half naked. That shouldn't be a level or a factor in how talented I am. There are people who are genuinely comfortable with their body, and we've come into a new era where it's body positivity, whether you're big and beautiful or small and beautiful, just be comfortable in yourself. And sometimes people don't want to wear clothes. But I do understand that there has for a long time been this object. I think it's the objectification of the woman. You talk about art. I think that the woman's body is one of the most beautiful natural pieces of art that we have. And that's for many reasons. But the objectification is what the issue is. In hip hop, women are often used as tools or props instead of actually looked at as humans. So it's not so much just, the nudity. And Kendrick does bring up a few good points, but at the same time, Kendrick does still have, videos where he's got the girls. So
again, progression, right?
Of course, progression.
I say progression for sure. I feel like, the average person isn't putting content in it to even make a statement that is something we'd like to see a little bit more of. And he did say, I'm so sick and tired. That's why at some point he was feeling it. So I get the progression is there, we all, the sexuality sells. I get it, But again, I feel like as an audience, it's really tough because like a lot of times like what we're fed is like what we learn to like appreciate or like learn to like. So like the radio, for example, you can hate a song, but if you hear it enough, like there's certain things you'll start to like about it if you see it enough. And so I think it's on one hand it is the audience, and on one hand it is the media, and like it's kind of a hand-in-hand thing where we're not asking for anything new, we're just kind of like digesting everything that we're given, and they keep deciding what it is that we are given, and it's just like this low quality of essence, you know what I mean? And
So
like,
you're saying it's never gonna finish?
Well, at the end of the day, like, if it's not something where the media wants that to change and then we also want that to change, like, it's not like, because at the end of the day, like, media, like 90% of the media is in North America is the same companies, you know what I mean? It's gonna be the same 6-7 companies. So at the end of the day, if there's a narrative that they want to tell you, they're all gonna tell you the same story. So 98% of what you are digesting on all of these different channels that you think are some sort of different outlet is the same, then you start to think that is the normality. Then you start to live that as your truth. So like until we can kind of like open up and like realize that, like, and you have to be conscious to realize that you've been unconscious kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know, it just kind of.
Shit, that was about that. So what's consciousness to you?
Like consciousness to me is like when you actually make your own decisions. Like I think so people are so scared of or can't fathom like self-thought. Like, you know, like just even a concept that you learned in school, like you can't fathom that might not have been true because like that's what you were taught. And so I think like we just regurgitate the things that we're taught through our lives, and that's why media is so effective, because the more they push it on you, you're just kind of like, that's what it is. I learned that, you know, and like even like foreign countries if they watch North American TV, they think they know the customs of like certain races and stuff based on what TV shows. So like there's stereotypes of, let's say for example, black people, that if you're not exposed to that, you might think that that's what it is because that's what you see on TV, right? So I just feel like we're just so consistently digesting, you know, what is put out there, and like there has to be like a consciousness on both levels of like the receptor as well as the deliverer of the message or whatever you want to say, right? And the media knows what it's doing, and we know, like we I think are less conscious of knowing what's going on, but like there has to be consciousness on both levels for it to kind of be like, yo, I don't really want to see that, you know? And I feel like like what Kendrick Lamar did is a little thing, you know, and hopefully there's more little things, but
in the right place.
Yeah, like
I got a question for all the women here. What do you think the role of women in hip hop is as an audience? Because I feel like there's a lot of the lyrics. Let's focus on the lyrics for a second. There's a lot of misogynistic lyrics, but I see women repeating all the lines, turning up to all the lyrics. And you guys are kind of like the tastemakers. I feel like a lot of guys like Drake, for instance, because a lot of women like Drake.
The answer to that question, in short, is our rule is the same as your rule. So there's a lot of guys that are turning up to the same lyrics about.
All my friends are dead.
Yeah, about yo, I'm a killer, drug dealer, like Molly Perkins, like they're turning up to the same thing. So whatever you perceive your role to be, that's what our role is. Like it's the same thing. And once we stop putting a barrier, or once we stop giving significance to one gender over the other and what one role is over the other, again, we'll all be able to flourish as a race of people.
But if a guy sees that women like the same lyrics and they're turning up to the same stuff, don't you think a guy's gonna be like, yeah, they like it, so why do I have to not like it, right?
But I think the same way in reverse. If a guy listens to the lyrics and he's singing it, then a girl's gonna be like, well, if that's what he likes, then that's what I like too.
Look at that.
Perspective. It's all about
Perspective.
I think it's not so much about the gender as it is about the maturity. You know, at some point you have to realize the impact that these lyrics have. And art, people say art imitates life or life imitates art. If you're making songs about, you know, having sex with unconscious women, about objectifying women, about, you know, love them and leave them, projecting this mentality that that's okay, I think there's a certain maturity you get to, and you're like, these are people. You know, like I shouldn't be projecting these thoughts. I shouldn't be comfortable saying these words. They're hip hop classics that I can never listen to again, you know, or I can never recite again, because now I have a deeper understanding. I'm at that consciousness. I have that maturity to be like, no, this is not good for anybody, male or female. It's not good for the hip hop culture, you know. And I think that because the culture includes females and males, us as members of that culture, as lovers and preservers of that culture, need to be cognizant of what we do and what it means when we say those lyrics, when we recite those lyrics, when we repeat them back, when we tweet them, when we tattoo them on our arms.
Because it's difficult. Like some of these new garbage lyric tracks, the production is so good, and like it sounds good in my car, and I just want to roll my windows down, and I want to blast it, and I don't even know what they're saying. Half these guys don't even know what the lyrics are. Like I have to go to Rap Genius and actually break it down, but like I know what the beat feels like. I know, you know what, it's tough, right? Because like there's no balance. There's this new, like we have this new structure of like the beat kind of drives the song kind of thing, and like I mean, I'm guilty of it too. At the end of the day, there's some garbage,
Mask
like,
off
ridiculous.
is my guilty pleasure. I would never, ever abuse drugs. Like, I've seen people addicted to painkillers, but these guys are like making drinks, rolling it and smoking it, throwing it in scissor, mixing it, and then talking about it like it's natural. It's this naturalization, and I think that's the problem. Exactly, it's the normalization.
I think that's another subject for another day.
Well, no, to say, all that to say, when we do listen to these lyrics, whose responsibility is it? Well, it's ours as a listener, as a culture, to preserve that culture.
So, but at the same time, I know she mentioned, for instance, that sometimes you don't even want to like a song, but they play it so much that you get enthralled and you want to be part of it. So, I mean, yes, we're kind of taking responsibility upon ourselves to be like, okay, maybe we should be more conscious of the lyrics that are playing, but at the same time, we're not really in charge of what's being played.
That's why I said the consciousness has to come from both sides. Because like at the end of the day, like we don't necessarily realize there's so many songs that's like you hear and you hear and you hear, and then you now know the words, and like there's so many of those, and then like it's like if I'm a DJ, for example, and I don't like these records, I still need to know them, and I need to know what crowd knows them, and I need to know who likes them, and I need to know when to drop it, and you know what I mean. So it's like there's certain things where even functioning at a certain level, like you just have to be aware. You have to know what's on.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna throw this left field a little bit, but I totally agree with what you guys are saying. Like, it's about consciousness, it's about being mature, it's all up to you as a person and as a listener. This is all art. We're taking in a lot of shit and we're taking in a lot of good. It depends what you listen to and what your culture is and what genre of music you like to listen to, or if you're exposed to like pop culture, you know, that's a whole other shitstorm in itself. Or if you're just subject to like a, you know, niche culture. So to me, all of this is just styles. Misogyny, the real problem, really, in this industry, music industry in general, is treating women with respect, treating them with complete equality in the business area, and also with money. Just paying people the fucking same as males out there. And respect. That's what it is. To me, it's like simple. It's not, you know, we could get into the nitty gritty of like lyrics and who says what and Kendrick this, but like to me that none of that matters, because all of that shit, you know, is just, it's just styles, man. Like, you know, there's artists
though, because the style can, at the same time, the style can send a very clear message, right?
Of course.
So it depends on, I guess, the perspective of the person. Like for somebody like you may be like, and I'm the same. Like I can digest a song and kind of admit the garbage, and I'm not gonna, you know, listen to a song like mask off and feel like I gotta go do that. And like I can take what I like from it, like the production. But there's some people who are not very conscious, and so when they constantly hear those lyrics, it does change. Like the style becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
so
I
this
think,
is where, as an artist, whoever those people are, or as yourself as an artist, are you trying to come out in the world as your career? Are you trying to be a role model, or are you just trying to do whatever the fuck
I'm talking
you
more
want?
the listener than I guess the artist.
Okay.
Yeah, like
So
the person who's engaging and absorbing.
But then we can, I always think about that too. It's like, what level of responsibility do you want to put on yourself as an artist if you're putting that music out there? Or, you know,
because some artists are not trying to be role models.
Yeah, what's their responsibility really? Or is it the children that act out, you know? Because to me, when I think about and how I was raised, like, music is just art. You know, life imitates art in a way, but like to me, I think it's all fantasy. I think you can be fucking crazy in your art, sing about whatever, you know? Even if it's about killing people and dumb shit, but be a good person. You know, in real life, be a good person, and that's all that matters to me, you know? Because you know, there's some crazy artists out there, and they're actually like, you know, maybe Nicki Minaj is a person like, she raps about some whack shit, but she's
so whack.
But she actually, as a person, if you watch interviews, if you like read about her, like she's a very professional, responsible, you know, just she's. There's a million other people I can think of that fucking saying rap about crazy ass shit. You know?
No doubt. Again, Cruxness, you gotta pay us. Cut the fucking checks. Cut the fucking checks. We're done.